Beautiful park, huge space, lots of green area, a bunch of museums. It's kind of like Balboa Park in San Diego, right here in Bangalore. I'm heading to the library. This is great. People skating, enjoying grass and trees, going for walks. This is super nice. Nice to get out of the, business of the city, right in the center of it. Kind of a Central Park sort of feel. So apparently this part of the city with the park also has things like the High Court of the state, and the nearby is the state legislature office building, because this is the capital city of the state of Karnataka. And this is the library, this pink building. I hope I'm able to go in and check it out. Though I don't know anything about it or getting in. And I've been to some, what country was I in? Some European country where they said I couldn't go in without a library card. And then it was like they wouldn't let me make a card unless I was a resident. So depends on where in the world you are. Obviously in the US anyone can go in and use a library. I don't know about check out books, but at least go in and enjoy the space. So we'll see about this one, if it's even open. Check it out. In front of the library, this beautiful rose garden. Wow, it's awesome. Huh. Oh wow, and there's I think those are raptors. Hang on, there's 5 of them. I saw one earlier flying. Super cool. They're like eagles. They might be a type of eagle, actually. Wow, it's amazing. Yeah, it's very, very pretty here. Oh my gosh, look at this. So here's the actual library building. It's very pretty. And you can see this road over here stretching all the way into the distance. It's a really pretty area. Alright, I'm going to circle around and see how I can get in here. I kind of suspected there's no photography in here, so I'm not supposed to be filming at all. There's a lot of people working here, like studying or something, and so far, cool, rows of books. I'll see where I can get away with doing some filming. There's chipmunks living on top of the shelves. Otherwise, it's a beautiful place. And it's cute, but it seems a little potentially unsanitary. But, oh, the power just went out. That happens in Bangalore. Just periodic kind of energy shortages. Alright, so I spent a good 15 minutes just soaking up the vibe in there. It's really nice, that main room. It felt like a church where it's just like, a lot of space, very quiet, echoey, every little sound echoes, but like in a peaceful way. So I really liked that. Very strange. I don't know if you heard on the last bit of film where I was filming the books. A librarian saw that I was filming and was just like, sir, and it's just like weird. It's just like, why? What harm does it do? But I don't know, I'm like wondering if maybe there's like a terrorism concern because it's like a government building. Because at the entrance of the library, there's a table where there were a ton of backpacks, and so I'm wondering if everyone has to check their backpacks. When I saw that, I looked around, and I only saw one person who had their backpack with them. And I'm like, I don't know if there's, if that's just a nice amenity, you can check your backpack at the front. But I feel like it's probably more of a, like, we don't want people going in with their backpacks. That maybe that's more so that they don't steal books, or so that they don't bring food or something. So who knows? Also, by the time I left, the power still hadn't come back on. And, needless to say, there was no AC. So it's a little warm in there. Not like, certainly not enough to make it like, oh, I can't study here or whatever. And there are lots of people just doing their schoolwork in there and stuff. So it's a nice space. But, it's a slightly warm. There's chipmunks on the top of the shelves, and things like that. But overall, it's still, it's a free space to go and do work, with a nice workspace, so it's certainly doing the job, and it's pretty. So there's another view, another side of the library building, and I don't know how much more I could have explored. It didn't seem like there was. It seemed like there was that second floor there, that was above the room I was in, but I think that was just more hallways for more books rather than like, really more spaces to use, to do work and stuff. And either way, I wouldn't have been able to film myself walking around because I don't know why they care so much. But yeah, nice place, overall. And I mean that, And this whole garden park place is very nice. There's lots of museums here, some government buildings. But it's a very nice vibe. It seems like everyone just comes out here and enjoys the day. You've got people, these guys are bringing their skateboards to walk around, and overall super nice. So good to see. But, Bangalore is a lot of young people here doing, to study, to do work. So it's really nice that there's public spaces, especially because not only are there a lot of young people who just moved here, but there's also a lot of young Indians still live with their parents, so it's nice to be able to get out of the house and go do work somewhere else. So great amenity, and thanks, Dad, for the idea of visiting the library. My dad's a librarian back in California, so I think it's an interesting idea to go and check out different libraries wherever I go and see how they compare. It's interesting, and it gets me out to a less touristy but still beautiful buildings. So I have never seen anything like this bug. I can't even get a good look at what kind of bug it is. I don't even know if I should put this in the video because it looks like it's not going to come up very clearly, but it's super weird. The focus is really hard to get. There we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a weird bug. I don't know if those are antennae or legs. I think they're, my guess, it's a very low confidence guess, but jumping spider, and those are its front legs it's raising up. If anyone happens to see this and knows, definitely comment, because I do not know what this is. This Department of Fisheries Government Ice Factory Building. So I guess that they're making ice in here. Interesting operation for the government to be in. I think a lot of industries like this are at least partially or largely government run. And there's a lot of government buildings here, so interesting. Beautiful government architecture behind me. Like I said, there's some really cool buildings in this area. There's also, so here's the park, and one downside of trying to create public spaces in a country with so much inequality, there's a string of trees here. They're trying to create a green space, and there's just human waste everywhere around the trees because destitute people just have, who knows what the situation is, but it's just like, one more blessing to count if you're not, if that's not the reality around you in certain cities. It's kind of wild to see, Man, this is beautiful. I think this is just the main government legislative building of the state. So kind of like their Congress. It says their government work is God's work. Beautiful architecture, beautiful gardens around. Again, right next to this park. So you kind of see a bit of everything walking around here, which is, a good way to see the reality of a place and see stuff like this. Beautiful places. And I'm where I'm walking now is to a planetarium. I don't know what time their showings are and which ones will be in English, but it was only a 15-minute walk, so I figured I might as well head over and see. Because it'd be cool. I love space stuff, so and the reviews are good, so I'm gonna check that out, and then don't know what I'm doing after. Lots of photo shoots around here. So that's actually a really good shot, that dude. So maybe I should take my picture here. Okay, the planetarium's a little further of a walk than I thought. It's 15 minutes from here, so I just booked a motorcycle. It's gonna cost about 30 cents, be like an 8-minute ride. So I'm gonna hop on. All right, there you go. That was through the Uber app, and it was only 40 cents. It was probably 7-10 minute ride. Here's the planetarium. You know, I know it's probably statistically less safe, so it's kind of a guilty pleasure taking the motorcycles here. But honestly, I like it so much more than the cars. And usually, I prefer taking a car than a motorcycle just for comfort. But the cars that they use for Uber here are these just rickety old taxi cars with like no suspension. So they honestly make me a little car sick just to ride in sometimes. Whereas the motorcycles are nice. So anyway, I'm gonna try to end the video. I keep saying I'm gonna end it, and then I see something else that I want to film, and I just can't help myself. But now I'm heading into the planetarium, so hopefully that's enough for today. I am ending the video, but update: I'm not going to the planetarium because the next English show isn't for another hour and a half. So I'm just gonna go back. Maybe I'll go see Oppenheimer. But anyway, thanks for watching.